Hey guys, welcome back to the Brave and the Boys YouTube channel, and today's video will be a solo video with your host, Brave Boy Jordan. Now, if you are a longtime viewer of this channel, you may have seen this episode previously, but I didn't really like the quality of the video, plus I can edit now, so here I bring to you my reissue of Batman Earth 1, Volume 1 by Geoff Johns and Gary Frank. So let's get started with what Earth 1 is. Earth 1 is a Elseworlds title by DC, so it does not take place within main continuity. Instead, they did take heavy inspiration from Marvel's Ultimate Universe, where it allowed the characters with such big, rich history to be reinvented and reestablished for the modern day. DC's Earth 1 lineup did start with J. Michael Straczynski's Superman Earth 1 back in 2010. When these books release, they actually release in graphic novel / collected edition form, where you can get them as hardcover, soft paperbacks. There are even now some box sets, as well as a collected edition for Batman, which has all 3 main volumes. Though I don't believe DC has stated that the Earth 1 universe is shared between the different comics, they can be read independently from each other, and there are some innuendos to other comics. As example, Superman Volume 1 references Batman, which the book hadn't come out just yet. Cool, now with the background information out of the way, let's jump into my favorite Earth 1 story so far. As I stated, Batman Earth 1 is written by Geoff Johns and illustrated by Gary Frank. Yes, the same team that brought you DC Rebirth, Doomsday Clock, as well as many other fantastic stories. Batman Earth 1 was released in 2012, and it is a recreation of the origin of Batman, just the same as Year 1, just a bit more modernized with some extra twists and turns. Now, I do want to get into the overarching plot of the book, and I will be talking about spoilers, but I definitely will be giving a warning before I get into that. Now, Batman Earth 1 does follow the same origin for Batman, but definitely with some extra details. Thomas Wayne is running for mayor of Gotham and calls his old war buddy, Alfred Pennyworth, to be his security detail. Thomas had promised little Bruce Wayne that they would go out to see a movie that night, which Alfred stated that it's actually quite a dumb idea and incredibly naive that Thomas can live such a normal life, which is what Thomas refers back to Alfred, that he wants Bruce to have a normal life. During the movie, the power cuts out and a young Bruce Wayne informs his parents that another movie theater down the street will be showing the same one, which, how would he know? Bruce runs out the theater into the alley, which his parents chase right after him, and that's where we see the iconic scene that we've seen in every other Batman story of his parents getting gunned down. With Bruce having no one left to take care of him, he does fall within the parental guide of Alfred Pennyworth. When Bruce asks him who he is, the only answer Alfred can give him is the butler. Many years later, Bruce does become Batman, but without the same level of training that he does in the main continuity. In this book, he's definitely learning how to become a vigilante, the same as in Year 1 by Frank Miller, but with less prostitutes. Speaking about adult content, I should state that this book is definitely rated for teens and up because it does have some content in it that I wouldn't recommend for the younger viewers. It does have to deal with some very harsh and heinous crimes. Getting on with the plot, we do see that Detective James Gordon does seem to be in on the take of the corrupt GCPD, which, arriving at the GCPD, is a brand new detective named Harvey Bullock, who is a Hollywood superstar for his detective work on a TV show. This young and trim Harvey Bullock is looking to make a name for himself by cleaning up the corrupt streets of Gotham. Harvey and Gordon team up together, and this Harvey just might be the person that helps reignite that spark into Gordon, allowing him to follow that path of truth and justice once again. There are many more changes and a much bigger plot to the story, such as where does the corruption of Gotham stem from? Who is this birthday boy serial killer out on the loose? What caused Gordon to become corrupt in the first place? But to get the answers to these questions and much more, you're gonna have to read the book yourself. That was my synopsis of the plot of Batman Earth 1. From here on out, it is going to be spoilers, so if you have not read that story, please do yourself a favor and give it a read, because I am going to be talking about some of the key moments, some of the changes to the book, as well as major plot point spoilers, because they're some of my favorite parts. Starting off with one of the changes in the book actually has to do with Batman's costume design. Whereas in standard continuity, Batman does have white cutouts for his eyes. In this book, he actually doesn't have anything. He just wears his normal cowl with normal cutouts, which allows you to see his eyes. Now, because Gary Frank is the illustrator of the book, I think he can really pull off this look of showing true feeling behind who Batman is as a character. By allowing to see his eyes, you can kind of see that he's much more vulnerable, at least compared to all other continuity or most other continuity. It also helps include expression and emotion into Batman, not just when he's Bruce Wayne, but as Batman himself. Gary Frank does a fantastic job on the artwork of this book because he's able to give such emotion and expression to a character that is typically just a large, brooding man. I quite enjoy this change to the character's design just because it gives him much more of a expression to his face, not just when he's Bruce Wayne, but also when he's Batman, and you don't really get to see that very often except for a couple key issues out there. Moving more into the plot, I love the dynamic between Bullock and Gordon in this book. I absolutely adore that Bullock is Gordon's inspiration to come back into being a truthful cop, someone that can fight for what they believe in. Keeping on the point with Harvey, I have to say he is the standout character for this book. I absolutely love that he comes into the GCPD thinking that he's the one that's going to make the difference and change, which he does, but it comes at such a huge cost. By the end of the book, Harvey sees what true evil actually looks like, and he doesn't know how to deal with it. He has this climactic end where he's seen what death and horror can be, and he doesn't know what to do with it, so he ends up resulting towards alcoholism, which you can see more of a progression in him in some of the later volumes of this story. Now, if you are still watching this, it's either because you've already read the book or you just don't care about spoilers, which, cool, because I'm about to get into the ending of this book because it is my favorite part. At the end of the book, Bruce Wayne does piece together that Cobblepot was the person behind the murder of his parents, that in a political rivalry between Cobblepot and Thomas Wayne, Cobblepot decided that taking out his competition would be the best way to secure a role as mayor. As Batman is confronting Cobblepot on the murder of his parents, revealing his identity that he is Bruce Wayne, Cobblepot does have the twist that some random Joe Schmo killed his parents before Cobblepot had the opportunity to, thus allowing Bruce to not get a resolve of finally capturing the person that took his happiness away. As Bruce Wayne is losing the battle to Cobblepot, Alfred kicks down the door like a badass shotgun in hand, ready to save the day, and takes out Cobblepot with one blast of his shotgun. It's just such a badass scene, and it allows the mythos of Batman to be changed yet still stay within the same path that Batman has to exist in order to prevent what's happened to him. Alright, and the last thing that I do enjoy from the Earth 1 series, or at least for Batman, is at the very last page of every book, Jeff Johns does like to show who is the next villain of the following book, which at the end of this one, we do see that Volume 2 will be dealing with the Riddler. Okay, enough of the spoiler talk, let's conclude this video. Batman Earth 1 is a great modernized take on the mythos of Batman, and definitely gets expanded on in volumes 2 and 3, which I hope to be making future episodes of, so stay tuned for those. If you're watching this, either you watched the whole video or you cut in after my spoiler talk, which I do have to say, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. please in the comments down below let me know what you think of Batman Earth 1 or Earth 1 as a premise entirely. If you did enjoy this video or found it entertaining, please like it down below, and while you're down there, if you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button. Alrighty guys, keep turning those pages and be bold.